Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, 28th of August. We are glad to present our weekly analytical review for the foreign exchange market. At the end of last week, the euro-dollar pair reached its 2-year highs and climbed to the area of 1.1960. This growth was the result of the market reaction to the speech of the head of the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, at the forum in Jackson Hole, during which she did not make any hints about the timing of the interest rate increase and the reduction in the balance of the Fed. This week, a downward correction is possible to the levels of 1.1790 and 1.1750. However, if the breakout of 1.1960 happens, the pair may rise to the levels of 1.2050 and 1.2150. Technical indicators do not give a clear signal. The price chart went beyond the upper Bollinger Band, which indicates a correction. Stochastic entered the overbought zone, which also indicates the possibility of a decline. The MACD histogram grows in the positive zone. As for the fundamental events of the week, it is worth highlighting the August data from the US labor market, as well as statistics on the consumer price index for the Eurozone countries. In general, a technical reduction in the price is possible during the week, but the growth cannot be excluded if the price consolidates above 1.1960. Last week the pound-dollar pair fell to the level of 1.2772, but after the speech of Janet Yellen won back practically all losses. Currently the key for both is the level of 1.2930, which coincides with Fibonacci correction of 23.6%. If the price goes above it, and the middle line of the Bollinger Band, the pair may rise to the levels of 1.3040 and 1.3150. Otherwise, the decline will reach a Fibonacci correction at 1.2730. Technical indicators confirm the continuation of growth. The MACD histogram decreases in the negative zone, stochastic is directed upwards. As for the fundamental events of the week, it is worth highlighting the publication of the August Index of Business Activity in the manufacturing sector of Great Britain. In general, the continuation of growth above the level of 1.2930 is possible, but the decline can also resume. The dollar-yen pair last week tested several times the level of 109, which coincides with the Fibonacci correction of 50%. If this level is broken down, the decline will reach the levels of 108.35 and 108. The key for both is the level of 109.90. In case of a breakout, the pair will go to the levels of 110.70 and 111.20. Technical indicators do not give a clear signal. The Bollinger Bands are pointing down. Stochastic is pointing up. The MACD histogram is stable in the negative zone. As for the fundamental events of the week, it is worth highlighting the publication of data on retail sales and industrial production in Japan. In general, the continuation of the decline seems probable if the price goes below the 109 level. The Australian dollar-US dollar pair broke up the middle line of the Bollinger Bands and can rise to the levels of 0.80 and 0.8050. With a breakdown of 0.7910, the targets of the bears will be the levels of 0.7845 and 0.78. Technical indicators do not give a clear signal. The MACD histogram is stable in the positive zone, the stochastic is turned upwards. As for the fundamental events of the week, it is worth highlighting the publication of the August Index of Business Activity in the manufacturing sector of Australia. In general, it seems more likely that the price will continue to grow smoothly. Quotes of gold are growing today and are aiming for the level of 1300, the breakout of which will give the prospect of further growth to the level of 1312, which coincides with the Fibonacci correction of 76.4%. The consolidation of the price below the level of 1294 may cause the price correction to the middle line of the Bollinger Bands at around 1277. Technical indicators are still showing the increase of the price. The Bollinger Bands are directed upwards, stochastic is directed upwards. The MACD histogram is stable in the positive zone. In general, the growth of gold seems to be probable, but the resumption of the decline below the level of 1294 cannot be excluded. That's all for today and good luck with your trading.